I always thought about harming myself.
I'm shy. I struggled with making friends.
I never thought I could do anything. I have extremely low self esteem.
Lately, I've been eating my pain away. Just throw it back up. I've been struggling to lose weight. Somebody said I don't fit in just because I wear my hair the way I like it.
1 out of 5 American girls suffer from mental health problems. Don't be that girl. Talk to someone.
Those thoughts I had are long gone, for I have a future I need to get to.
In order to get better, I had to do better. I learned how to make friends.
I believe in myself. That's when everyone else did, I set an example.
Instead of me eating everything, I started watching my calories. The weight is falling off. I went to change my hair, but I decided it was for me. It's for me.
A PSA from the Curvy Girl Project.
And good morning. Welcome to Expose Under the Sun, sponsored by the Detroit Native Sun newspaper. I'm your host, Darwin Griffin. And stay tuned. We've got a lot of valuable information with my special guest today. His name is Mr. Kent Drew of Guardian Alarm. But before we get started, our call-in numbers are area code 313-868-0342, 313-868-0351, or 313-868-4336. And our website is www.tv33whpr.com. And you are watching us live from the phenomenal cities of Detroit, Michigan, under the auspices of the Honorable Mayor Mike Duggan, as well as the phenomenal city of Highland Park, Michigan, under the auspices of the Honorable Mayor Glenda McDonald. But before we get started, just want to make one quick announcement. Theo Broughton and Reginald Crawford, they are the co-founders of Hood Research, and they present a panel discussion, and that's going to be at WC3D, the Northwest Campus, right there on Outer Drive, just west of Southfield Freeway, and that's coming Saturday, the 29th of June, from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And what they're doing is they're going to be talking about racism and systemic racism, the democracy and the power of your vote. And they're going to have some candidates that are running for office, and they're going to have panelists, which is consisting of Vera McGee, Mr. Kari Frazier, and Mr. Art Blackwell. So if you'd like to come to this event this coming Saturday, again, June the 29th, from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock at WC3D, you can RSVP at 248-234-2371. And it should be a very good event, so you don't want to miss this. But today, my special guest today is Mr. Kent Drew, and Kent Drew is the senior sales rep for Guardian Alarm. And he's been with Guardian Alarm for quite a while, for at least 14 years that he's been with Guardian Alarm. And Mr. Drew, appreciate you coming on Expose Under the Sun today.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
Talk a little bit about, give a little bit of the history, the background, of Guardian Alarm, because everybody knows, it seems like when you talk about security and protection of homes, businesses, cars, they first think of Guardian Alarm. So talk a little bit about Guardian Alarm.
Well, Guardian has been around here in the Detroit area since 1930. Milton Pierce, he started this company himself, and since 1930, they have over 100,000 customers in the Michigan area, and they're one of the biggest alarm companies in the United States, and they do it all, commercial and residential. So with the technology that is being displayed thoroughly here, Guardian is probably the foremost alarm company that person should be interested in getting.
So, talk a little bit about the type of systems that Guardian provides that probably are second to none from any other.
Well, they're intrusion alarms. You know, everybody knows about alarm systems, but then there's the video analytics, and there's the smart home automations, and life safety. So these are things that the Guardian specializes in, and they could say they are local. Their monitoring station is right here in Southfield, and is UL listed, and it's just we're just a great do-it-all alarm company. And people will be smart to really look into, when they look into getting security, they should look into Guardian, because we have been here, we have an established reputation, and we have all the bells and whistles.
So now, when you have a system set up in the buildings or in the houses, you have the different types of, like, motion detector.
Yes.
Talk about the other types of systems, because I know naturally the first thing that the average person would think about are cameras that may.
Well,
view
that's
somebody coming
become
in.
a more phenomenon lately, but this is standard intrusion alarm has been the thing that most people have understood from the incept, was that the doors, the windows, the motion, those right there. Like I said, the video cameras and stuff became a phenomenon the last few years, and that's very, very good. But the technology is just changing each and every time.
So, what is the in the years, the 14 years that you've been with Guardian? What is the one advent of something that you've seen from when you first started with Guardian to now 14 years later? What do you think is the one thing that probably has revolutionized the security system?
Well, the technology and the monitoring. Like I said, we have to have a first-class monitoring station. That's very, very important, because to simulate the intrusion and get into the monitoring station and get it back to the individual and get it to the authorities. These are very, very tantamount to what people really need and want. And like I said, that when they first started, I understand they just had a bell and it would go off and that would alarm people, but then it just progressed into more something now. With the advent of not having phone lines, so many homes now no longer have phone lines, and people like you and myself, we probably still like phone lines, but believe me, the young folks, they don't have, all they have is a cell phone.
Cell phones, right.
So they came out with the radio communicator, and that's very, very important, and that's helped a lot. And I guess that's the biggest transformation that I've seen, other than the video analytics.
So, Mr. Drew, walk me through. So, let's say somebody breaks into a home or goes into a home that they're not supposed to be going into, the Guardian alarm is protecting. What is what happens then? So if somebody goes in, they break a infrared circuit, or they lift the window up and it disconnects from the connections, and walk me through, walk our viewing audience through what happens.
Well, the alarm, once the intrusion takes place, whether they open the door or the window, the alarm goes off, and with the monitoring is so fast now, within 2 seconds, basically we would know. Okay, and then that's very, very fast, and especially since we have a monitoring station right here in the Southfield area, and it is UL listed and first class. And we have very good monitors there who really know what to do, and they get help amply they let the person know, and then we let the authorities know. So that's how it's done.
And when you let the people know, You just make a phone call, you do a text. How do you let somebody know?
Well, yeah,
that
they got
somebody...
the phone now, and then they, like I say, with the analytics now, with the phones and stuff, they put apps and stuff on the phones that can make it happen very, very quickly. You get alert. It's done very systematically, and it's great the way they do it, and it's just phenomenal how far that the alarm industry has went. And the people, I mean, they have to be protected.
So, are the police contacted, or I mean, what? So, my question is that when that happens and somebody does do that,
well, they call back the person first. They call
Okay.
back the person first. You know, we got to be mindful of false alarms and stuff. You don't want to call the police. That's why a lot of people used to ask, so how come we can't be hooked up to the police station directly? No, you can't, because they can't have these dry runs, people just running out there because the alarm go off because it may be a false alarms. Was one of the good things about the newer systems, they have been able to cut down on false alarms, okay, which is very, very good. So.
Yeah, because that was one of the things that I think that happened before, was that I know I was working in a building and we had different zones,
Yes.
you know, in the building.
Mm-hmm.
And myself and only 4 of the people had access to being able to program the different zones,
Yes.
you know, in the building.
Mm-hmm.
And as you were saying, if somebody did not let me know that they were still in the building and that zone tripped,
Yes.
then if the police were contacted, first the alarm company, like I said, would be contacted.
Yes.
And then they would contact me. But then if the police came out, they wouldn't be too happy if if they found out that it was somebody that was supposed to be in the building that accidentally tripped the
No
alarm.
doubt about it. You have to. In a lot of these police agencies, these false alarms, they're not playing with that with folks that have false alarms. So they made it as much as possible to make sure that there's guardrails. If that alarm goes off, that is the real thing. It's a real intrusion.
Yeah, because I think the thing is that, and then they would even excess a monetary figure to the company if that happened multiple times.
Oh yeah,
you know,
you
talking
get
about the
fined.
police department. would
Yeah,
fine
you get
them, right?
fined. You get fined. Yeah, you get fined. And matter of fact, in the Detroit Police Department, they have what they call verify response, in which 1 or 2 devices have to go off before the police would even come out there. And I personally disagree with that, but I think that. Like I say, the company does as much as possible to make sure it guards against false alarms.
So now, when a person gets Guardian Alarm to protect their business or protect their home, now I see that in some cases you put like stickers in the windows,
Yes.
or they may put a something
Sign.
on the yard,
Yeah,
and they
sign,
put a little
yes.
sign out there in the and those are like meant for. Somebody asked me to ask you this question: is it meant for deterrent, or is it meant just to let people know, hey, we're protected by Guardian, and you don't want to not think that Guardian is on the job, you know?
That's you're right on both accounts. It's a deterrent, and it lets people know also, but you have to have a trust in your alarm company. That's why Guardian is so effective and been around in business so long, 90-something years, because they know what they're doing, and they have a respected name in this particular field. And so, and they're a local company, and that's very, very important. Very, very important, because there's a lot of fly-by-night companies out here that they come out here and they'll give people certain things, everything. Their monitoring station is way, long way away, and you need good technical support, which we have right there, because everything is local, you know. When I came, the company I came from was a very good company, Brinks Home Security, the original Brinks Home Security, but they were bought, and I decided to come over to Guardian because I thought the next best thing to do was come to a local alarm company, because I saw how the alarm industry was trending and the technology was getting bigger and bigger and better, and I wanted to be with a company that was local, because if there were problems, that it could be solved right there.
So talk, Mr. Drew, about, so if somebody wants to put it into their home or they want to put it in their commercial property, how long does it take to install the average system?
Well, we have a pretty fast installation. It's not weeks or anything like that. We get you in very, very quickly. Once again, we are local. Everything is local, and that's very, very important. So we can get you in very, very quickly.
So if somebody wanted to get their home protected by Guardian, then you could probably do it in less than, what, a couple hours? Or
well, with the new system, that's another tremendous thing. When I got into the industry, it was what they called a hardwire system, which you had to run wires, and technicians would be there all day running wires. You had to be careful about your going through the walls and whatever. Right now they have got the clinks and the clanks out of the. They have a wireless system, which is, very, very good, and that has made a tremendous inroads as far as time. They can get a system in now very quickly in a couple hours now.
So is that the same?
Instead of it take a whole day, now they can get them in almost in a couple hours.
So is that the same with the commercial buildings as well? So like,
well, yeah, generally now you can't all. But just like I say, most of the time you can get that done with the wireless. It just has made tremendous inroads, the wireless, and the analytics. It can't be overstated.
And now you protect not just the homes, but also you also protect, like, if somebody's leasing an apartment building or something like that,
yeah,
you can also
buildings,
provide them.
yes, because it's commercial. There's equally a commercial alarm company and a residential, and but like I say, the biggest advantage that we have over other companies is that we are totally locally.
Okay.
And that's very, very important.
Now, when I see the cars or the vehicles that have Guardian Alarm on them,
yes.
Now, do you have mobile patrols too?
Well, they did have security where they had security guards coming out. They have that. I think they, if I remember correctly, they're kind of going back from there, but they did have security patrols coming out there for certain people, especially mostly for commercial.
Yeah, because I see, like, right there, I think it's at 8 Mile and Southfield Freeway.
Yeah,
right there.
We were there for a long time. Now we got even a bigger facility right there on Lasher and 10 Mile, and it's, like I say, because we're constantly expanding. We're constantly expanding.
Okay, and then when the person, how long, like, if they get a contract to have Guardian to protect their property, what type of contracts do you offer people? Not so much the monetary amount, but
three-year contract,
year?
Generally 3 year.
So the standard is a 3-year
yes,
contract.
Standard, yes.
And then they can come back in and they can renew it for additional 3 years.
That's why we try to keep our customers. And you have to be, you have to line up with the stars to keep your customers. So that's why we try to have a good customer service, good tech department, because that adds up to longevity with your customers.
And so now, when we're talking about the longevity, how do you pretty much, like, aside from, like, advertising in the Detroit Native Sun newspaper,
yes,
or being on, my show today, is a lot of your, because it seems like Guardian is so trusted in the community that it seems like you get a lot of referrals
yes,
from
we do.
people that
yes.
actually have systems on their property. And I guess my question might sound an odd question, but do you give, like sometimes in the insurance business, do you give, like, some kind of I'm trying to look for the right word, incentives?
Yes, we do.
For people that, let's say, for example, if they have your system in their home or their business, and then if they refer somebody else
yes,
to come,
definitely.
What kind of incentives?
Generally, get $100 for referring someone. Yeah, $100 for referring them. So we'll be happy to do that for anybody, because a lot of my business is referrals. Because I've been in this business total. I was with 14 years with Guardian, and 17 with brings 31 years, and I get a lot of referrals over my career. And
So-
that's very, very important. But like I say, they're not going to do that unless you have the good service.
Right, right, absolutely. In the few minutes that we have now, Mr. Drew, for a person then that does not have a security system in place, that may be looking at wanting to put a security system in place, what is it that somebody can do? What are some of the things that you would advise somebody to do? I mean, I know people talk about lights on, keeping your
yeah.
lights on during
That's automation.
the,
That's automation. That's
having
automation.
lights that automatically cut off and cut
Yes.
on and that kind of thing. But before they get a Guardian alarm to protect their business, what are some of the tips that you could suggest? Because we know that that's not a foolproof
No.
method to have lights on, off, and that kind of thing, or to have somebody ride by, and that, because like you say, you can monitor their property on a 24/7 level.
Yes.
But what are some of the things that you could suggest to somebody before they could get Guardian Alarm to come and protect their building?
Well, the first thing, you be diligent of your comings and goings, and that's one of the first things you need to do. Right now, as Guardian, we have a special going right there, where you can get 3 contacts, a motion detector, a new keypad, a touchscreen keypad with a camera in there, siren, master control, and the radio communicator. Because like I say, a lot of people, most homes no longer have phones, landlines, and so this comes together, and they got a very good price of $199, and if you want, you can get a free camera also. Okay, so that's very, very important. So those are specials that Guardian's running right this moment.
And so now when somebody can actually see their property, see their front door, see the surroundings around their home,
That's with the
and
cameras.
they
yes.
don't have to be at home
No,
to
they
see
don't.
this.
No, they don't.
So so do they also have the systems with Guardian where it's set up in the household where you can look on a wall and see on a TV
Well,
screen
with
or a
the
monitor?
with the new keypad they have now, is like I say, very analytical and has a built-in camera. When you put your code in, it takes the picture of the person putting the code in there. Anybody's touching the keypad, it will take the picture and then send it to their phone.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's very good for. Let's say you had your mom and dad living here and you live in another state or another city. That you can see who touching that keypad.
And then it also probably so you can actually monitor, like if you said
they
had a mom or dad in another
they
state.
have something. You have to with the new systems that they can control the system away from home. So you be living, say, in another city, you can could assess that keypad and what's happening, the comings and going from your phone in a different city.
So I could push my keypad.
As long as you put an app on there, they can do that. So, I mean, you can do that for, sure, you can do it right here because you're the person who's at the home, but we're talking about maybe your kids or somebody else, they can access the system away from home.
Okay.
And you can too when you leave home.
And now, do you also protect cars and vehicles as well?
No, that's not our forte as far as the cars and stuff right there. I mean, you only want to do so many things. That's what, like I say, homes and buildings and stuff. That's our thing. That's
Okay.
our specialty. And I think being kind of biased, I think we do it better than anybody in this area.
Now, in the couple of minutes that we got left,
Excuse me.
repeat that special that you say you've got going on.
Yeah, they got a special right now for $999 install, which you get 3 contacts. You'll get the keypad, the touchscreen keypad with a built-in camera. You get the siren. You get this battery backup and the phone apps, and you get the radio communicator. That takes the place. You don't have to have a landline. If you did, they cut your phone line. It still sends a signal, and so that's $199. Yes.
For $199.
Yes, and then also they got the special. You can get the additional camera, a doorbell camera, or just a regular camera with that package.
Oh, okay. So you can see the person just like some of these other systems are set up where you can actually see somebody that rings your doorbell.
Oh, yeah.
And know who it is that's ringing the doorbell, so you don't have to go to the door to ask who it is and that kind of thing.
Yes.
So with all this good information and with the special, with the price, I mean, I can't see why anybody wouldn't want to go and contact you to see about getting a system looked at and installed in their home. So the next question to you, Mr. Drew, if they've seen this show, they're anxious to want to get Guardian to protect their building or protect their home, how do they get in contact with you?
You can reach me. I'm always available at 313-478-2329. Or you can simply call 1-800-STAY-OUT and ask for Kent Drew. And I'll get back with you, and we can have someone. I can come out there and give you an assessment of your security needs, and we can go from there.
What did you say? 1-800-STAY-OUT?
Stay out. Yes, that everybody in this area, the metro or the state of Michigan, must have heard of Guardian. 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Yeah, because when you said that, that's the first thing that made me think about was Guardian.
Yeah,
when you say that,
1-800-STAY-OUT.
when I hear,
and this asks for Kent Drew, and I can make sure you get that special, and that's it. But if you want to reach me directly, once again, my number is 313-478-2329.
all right, well, you have been listening to Mr. Kent Drew of Guardian Alarm, and contact him to make certain that you can get in on that $199 special that he was talking about. But thank you for coming on the show with us today. We hope to have you come back again.
Appreciate it, sir.
You're very welcome. And you've been watching Expose Under the Sun, sponsored by the Detroit Native Sun newspaper. If you'd like to get a copy of the Detroit Native Sun News, or you'd like to advertise on the Detroit Native Sun newspaper, you can go onto the website, or you can go and you can contact Ms. Valerie Lockhart, and you can contact her at 313-457-5944. Again, have a very, very safe rest of the day. And if you want to be safer in your confines, in your household, in your building, contact Mr. Kent Drew, Guardian Alarm System.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Thank you.
Here at the Full and Fabulous Curvy Girl Project, we don't just focus on health, beauty, and self-esteem. We also offer an amazing summer program for young ladies ages 12 to 18. For more information, visit our website at fullandfabulous.org. See you soon.